Give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol. Be the reason someone smiles. Give us my chol, give us my chol. Give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol. Be the reason someone smiles. Give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol. Be the reason someone smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol, give us my chol, give a smile. Give us my chol, give us my chol. Be the reason someone smiles. Siva gedola, lion lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion 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 besimcha. Be the reason someone smiles. 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 Siva gedola, lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion lion besimcha. Siva gedola, lion lion besimcha. Siva gedola.
Breakfast with Elli.
Mode ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam shechazarta bi nishmati b'chemla raba emunatecha.
Passover Seder.
Good HAMOED, good morning, and welcome to Breakfast with Elli. It is Thursday, the 25th day of April, the 17th day of Nissan. The Torah portion is still Acharei, HaYom, Yom, Chamishi, L'Shabbos, the fifth day, counting up towards Shabbos, learning the fifth Aliyah. All right, it is CHOL, HAMOED, PESACH. It is the first day after the two initial days of Pesach. Today is the first day of what we call CHOL, HAMOED, the days of the weekdays of the holiday, and we are very thrilled to be here today. We're going to do Sfiras HaOmer, the counting of the Omer, and a few other things that we will mention as we get to them in a few minutes. Good morning. How are you? Chag Sameach. How was your Pesach so far? Did you have an amazing Pesach? I did. We had. I'm telling you. I mean, Baruch Hashem, we had a couple of guests that canceled on us. It was very funny. They had the same excuse, too. We actually had 3 guests cancel on us, but we still had plenty of people at our Seder table, and it was magnificent, absolutely magnificent. So if you were one of our guests, I thank you so much for the opportunity to host you. And yeah, what can I tell you? The best of the best. I appreciate you and thank you for being here. All right, it is day 2 of the Omer, so let us get started. Men and boys, take your 2 front sitzes and let's make a bracha.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mitzvat tzitzit.
All right, everyone together, Al Divrei Torah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al divrei Torah.
All right, Hareini Mekabel.
Hareini Mekabel alai mitzvat aseh shel ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. I take upon myself every single day to love my fellow friend in a very special way.
All right, Torah Tziva Lanu.
Ay Torah tziva lanu Moshe morasha keilat Yaakov. Torah tziva lanu Moshe morasha keilat Yaakov.
Right, in case you didn't know it, that first video that we played was the Birkat Kohanim, the priestly blessings at the wall. So that was really cool. All right, we're giving tzedakah.
I put it in the pushki, the tzedakah box. I put it in the pushki, the tzedakah box. I put it in the pushki for someone else to keep.
A little extra from the Spola Payet.
Yeah, I put it in the pushki, the tzedakah box. I put it in the pushki, the tzedakah box. I put it in the pushki for someone else in need.
Giving to the families. We're giving it for everyone who needs, and that's how important it is. And you know that we always here at Breakfast with Elli, we always we donate to Masbia. All right, where's my? There we go. It's a little dicey there. I don't know why it's being dicey. All right. Time to say the Shema. Take your right hand and put it over your eyes.
Shema Israel,
All right, and that takes us to breakfast, and boy, do I need my coffee. And I've got coffee yogurt today, too. So making CHOL, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, CHOL, nihiyah bidvaroi.
Coffee, blessed coffee. God bless you for being a friend. When the whole world turns on me, it's only you on which I can depend. I want to taste you in the morning and a few times throughout the day. Yes, a cup or two in the evening too. For me, it's the only way.
All right. Let there be coffee. All right. As I said, we are doing some special things today. So let's get right to, well, I think maybe we should do Sphira before the day. What do you think? I think we can go into today in Jewish history and then do Sphira. How's that? Come on. Waiting for the pooter to catch up to me. Come on, pooter. It's a tough one. Computer's being tough. What can I tell you? All right. I don't know where my music went. Let's try it. There we go. All right, Sfiras HaOmer. We're going to count.
On Passover, the second night it starts, he said to me, the Omer is counted for 7 weeks, you see. Between Pesach and Shavuot, you know mathematically there must be 49 days to count the Omer. He said the reason for this habitual device, the 16th day of Nissan was the Omer sacrifice. After this, we just take the Torah's good advice. There must be 49 days to count the Omer. 49 days to count the Omer. After it's dark, Mark, at the end of my reef, Steve, do it in shul, Shmuel, just count with me. Look
for the stars, Tamar. Just be sure to make the bracha. Erev is the key, Tzvi. Count Sphere with me. After it's dark, Mark. At the end of Ma'ariv, Steve. Do it in Shul, Shmuel. Just count with me. Look for the stars, Tamar. Just be sure to make the bracha. Erev is the key, Tzvi. Count Sphere with me. Rav Akiva's students started dying one by one, 'cause having no respect can even hurt the Talmid Chacham. So till day 33, no haircuts can be done in the 49 days of the Omer. If on an evening you forgot to count, well, do not fret. Say it the next morning without a blessing and you're set. But forgetting the next day and counting next year's all you get in the 49 days of the Omer. 49 days of the Omer. After it's dark, Mark. At the end of Ma'ariv, Steve. Do it in Shul, Shmuel. Just count with me. Look for the stars, Tamar. Just be sure to make the bracha. Erev is the key, Tzvi. Count Sphere with me. After it's dark, Mark. At the end of Ma'ariv, Steve. Do it in Shul, Shmuel. Just count with me. Look for the stars, Tamar. Just be sure to make the bracha. Erev is the key, Tzvi. Count Sphere with me.
All right, today is the second day of the Omer.
At the end of Ma'ariv, Steve. Do it in Shul, Shmuel. Just count with me. Look for the stars, Tamar.
Now,
just be sure to make the bracha. Erev is the key, Tzvi. Count Sphere with me.
But I had a book that had all the spheres in it, what they mean, and their mystical interpretations and everything, and I lost it. So I won't be able to do that today, but starting tomorrow, we will go into a few of those. The laws of Sphira are very, very simple. We count every single day with a bracha. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam asher kidshanu mitzvosav v'tzivanu al Sfirat HaOmer, and it's right here. And HaYom Shnei Yomim L'Omer. Today is the second day of the Omer, and the special Kabbalistic interpretation is Gevura Shebechesed, strength which is in kindness. Always very important to do. All right. We have an a cappella song by Yoy Mochnik. I absolutely positively love it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that for you now.
49 days to count the Omer. After it's dark, Mark. At the end of Ma'ariv, Steve. Do it in Shul, Shmuel. Just count with me.
Yeah, we got that. Okay. All right. Yoy Mochnik's song, and then we'll move on today.
Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Timi Moisiyeno. Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Timi Moisiyeno. Usfartem lochem, mi mocharas ha-Shabbos, mi mocharas ha-Shabbos, mi yoim aviachem. Usfartem lochem, mi mocharas ha-Shabbos, mi yoim aviachem. Es oimerat nufo. Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Timi moistihiyeno. Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Timi moistihiyeno. Sheva Shabbasois, Usfartem lochem, mimochoras ha-Shabbos, mimochoras ha-Shabbos, miyoim aviachem. Usfartem lochem, mimocharas ha-Shabbos, miyoim aviachem. Esoy merat nufo. Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Temi moistiyeno. Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Temi moistiyeno. Make each moment count, let your soul shine. Do all you can to connect to the divine. Each moment is a gift, each moment is so dear. Jeden Chaparei, Mashiach's almost here. Sheva Shabbasois, Timi moistihiyeno. 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 Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Timi moistihiyeno. Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Sheva Shabbasois, Temi moistiyeno. Make each moment count, let your soul shine. Do all you can to connect to the divine. Each moment is a gift, each moment is so dear. Jeden Chaparei, Mashiach's almost here. Jeden Chaparei, Mashiach's almost here. Jeden Chaparei, Mashiach's almost here.
Kabbalas HaTorah, besimcha ubepnimius.
All right. And there you have it. We are back and we have counted Sphira. All right, fantastic. Moving on to HaYom Yom for today. If you have any questions about Sphira, please let me know, all right? Moving on to HaYom Yom. Although the computer doesn't want to do it, so.
היום הזה הוא זמן שמחתנו, שמע את התפילה שבליבנו,
For today, the 17th day.
את כל עוונותינו ביום הזה.
No good deed goes unpunished. Sometimes you have to go through great pains, not just to do the mitzvah, but even to prepare and get to the point that you are ready to do the mitzvah. Today's HaYom Yom is about enjoying and indeed celebrating not just the mitzvah itself, but even the process necessary to get you to the mitzvah. Says today's HaYom Yom. The fifth Rebbe of Chabad, Rabbi Shalom Ber, would personally supervise the baking of the Shmura Matzah, Erev Pesach, in the afternoon. Okay? Let's just understand something here. According to law, the mitzvah is not to bake the matzah. The mitzvah is to eat the matzah. So it's fine, as far as Jewish law is concerned, to buy the matzah from somebody else. But the Rebbe Rashab insisted to be involved in the actual baking of the matzah, not just at any time, not a month or a week before the holiday. On the day before Pesach, a couple of hours before the holiday began, because that is the choicest time to bake matzah. So the Rebbe Rashab is in the matzah bakery a couple of hours before the holiday begins, supervising the baking. The Rebbe Rashab would recite Hallel, so they would sing praises to Hashem while baking the matzah. The Rebbe would interrupt, even in the middle of a chapter, to give instructions regarding to the kneading, baking, and other steps of preparing the matzah. So enjoy your mitzvahs and celebrate the journey of getting to a mitzvah as well.
And that's all there is to it. All right, a word from our sponsors. I'm trying. I really am. Very. And now, a word from our sponsors. PestProRidol.com.
PestProRidol.com. Trusted by the best to keep away the pests. We are offering COVID-19 disinfection services. Mention this ad and get 1 month free service. Visit us at PestProRidol.com.
Tarzan Group. Micro, miniature, and small orchids. Go to TarzanGroup.com or call Tomas at 305-440-0565. 0565. That's 305-440-0565. And order today. Visit Tomas and Yair at TarzanGroup.com. Micro, miniature, and small orchids. Beautiful in your home. Go to the website and read Tomas's orchid blog. And by Dina D Design. DinaDDesign@gmail.com. Fine artwork, custom made to your specifications, logos, wall hangings, Judaica, and you can even have something for your child's room. Dina D Designs. Go to her Facebook or Instagram or call or text. Thank you very much to our sponsors. If you'd like to become a sponsor, please go right up here to where it says patreon.com/theactorsrabbi, and you can contribute even only $1 a month if you'd like, but that'll help us bring this broadcast to you on a daily basis and cover our expenses. Be sure to thank your sponsors when shopping and mention Breakfast with Elli when you're shopping there. There might be discounts. Thanks for watching.
Torah, 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 Siva Lanu Moshe.
All right.
Torah, 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 Siva Lanu Moshe.
All right. Patreon.com/theactorsrabbi or breakfastwithelli.live/new computer if you would like to help us maintain this computer system. Yeah, that's all. That's all I have to say. All right, let me just get this out of the way over here. breakfastwithelli.live/new computer. Super important. You see the issues that we're having, and we really need to get this computer going. All right, so that's really cool. All right, then the parsha. So we started the other day with the name of the parsha. We got into the parsha a little bit, more things left over. So what I want to say today is just the fact that the Torah deems it necessary to link two events temporarily by stating Acharei, that one occurred after the other, implies that the second one is somehow dependent upon the first having happened before it. So the second event can be seen as a continuation or a culmination of the first prior event. On the other hand, since there will be inevitably another third event that'll follow the second can't be the ultimate or culmination of the first. By the same token, the third event can't claim the title either, since there'll be a fourth event, and so on and so on and so on ad infinitum. Since there's one event that'll constitute a quantum leap in existence, namely the final, ultimate Geulah, redemption, since life after the redemption will be on an entirely higher order of reality, the events that will occur cannot be properly considered follow-through to what happened prior to the redemption. So, the redemption will be a discontinuity relative to everything preceding it. And in this sense, rightly considered the ultimate completion of all came before it. It'll be a true Acharei, after, which is why sometimes it is called Achris HaYomim, the after days. So Parshas Acharei, by its very name, directs our gaze into the ultimate future, the redemption by Mashiach and all that will follow it. Furthermore, we know that when Mashiach comes, all nations and all peoples will accept Hashem's authority over them. As it's written, I will transform the nations to speak a pure language so that they will call on the name of Hashem to serve him with one accord. Living with this Mashiach consciousness also includes encouraging non-Jews encouraging non-Jews both to accept the 7 categories of commandments that they are obligated to accept, the 7 mitzvahs of the children of Noah, and to live peacefully and generously with one another. Humanity all will then be able to freely pursue divine knowledge and enhance their divine consciousness, thereby doing the ultimate mitzvah of transforming this world into Hashem's home. All right. In the last 2 Aliyahs, after concluding the order of the Yom Kippur service in the Torah commands us to observe Yom Kippur as the Day of Atonement, when we must abstain from all food and work and afflict ourselves. Yesterday's Aliyah, the Jews are forbidden to offer sacrifices anywhere other than the Mishkan or the Beis Hamikdash. And today, we are enjoined not to consume blood. So, when slaughtering fowl or undomesticated animals, we are commanded to cover their blood, kisui dam, with earth. The Jews are admonished not to follow the depraved ways of the Egyptians and the Canaanites. Let us do Chumash and Rashi with Rabbi Avtzin. A Siri timer. Well, All right. Fantastic. And that takes us today to Shnayim Yomi. Shnayim Yomi is up next.
פרשת HaMoed, Aliyah חמישית. The Torah explains the mitzvah of kisui hadam. The mitzvah of kisui hadam is that after shechita is done to an off or a chaya, there's a mitzvah to cover the blood of the shechita with dirt. It's even brought down in Shulchan Aruch that before the shochet does shechita, he has to have dirt ready on the side in order to cover that blood up. The Rashbam explains what's the reason for this mitzvah. The mitzvah is because right after the mitzvah of kisui hadam, there's a mitzvah of lo tochlu et adam. You're not allowed to eat blood. Ki adam nefesh, because within the blood lies the soul of the animal. And therefore, in order to make the blood not fit for consumption, we put dirt on it. The Sefer Chinuch explains that the purpose for kisui hadam is in inyan of midot, is that a person should cover the blood out of respect. Al HaKadosh explains that the same way when a person passes away, we bury the person. So too, when it comes to shechita of an animal, of a bird or a chicken, we cover that blood, sort of like the way we bury a person. So it's inyan of midot that a person shouldn't chas v'shalom be cruel. There shouldn't be any cruelty. Everything should be done in the most proper and humane manner that the Torah dictates for doing shechita. Now, also the pasuk goes on to explain, "Ki ma'aser etz Mitzrayim asher yeshavtem ba lo ta'asuch ma'aser et Kenan asher ani mevei etchem shama." That one of the mitzvot is not to follow the ways of Mitzrayim, not to follow in their ways. And we're living in a world where there's a lot of things that might not be asur, black and white, but it's not part of the culture. It's not part of the masoret that we have in Am Yisrael. Certain ways of dressing, certain ways of acting, certain things we buy, certain words we use, that Am Yisrael has a certain way, a certain identity, a certain way we carry ourselves. And the mitzvah is lo tasu. Don't do the ways of Mitzrayim. In mishpatai tasu, follow our mitzvot, go the ways of Hashem, ani Hashem Elokechem. And protect the mitzvot, and do what Hashem wants us to do. For sure, it's not an easy thing to do. For sure, we're struggling. There's a big temptation out there. And there's a lot of things pulling us in different directions. But the yesod of a Jew is, as much as possible, to just go in the ways of Hashem. Many different things that are drawing us other ways. But the mitzvah is to try to go in the way of Hashem, Torah, mitzvot, ma'asim tovim, as much as we can. And b'ezrat Hashem, we should be zocheh to really be Ovdei Hashem in the right way, with clarity, and to really see the emet, and to feel the emet, and to taste the sweetness of the Torah, and the sweetness of the lifestyle of the Torah.
All right, fantastic. Let us see what I've got for you today. Oh, that's right. I do have that. I have Rabbi Zusha Zilberstein today, but he's going to talk about Pesach, all right? Because that's where we are. Are you ready?
Together with the recital of chapter 123, let us also give some tzedakah, some charity for the well-being, for the safety, for the security of all our brothers and sisters all over the world, and particularly the hostages. They should all come home already, hopefully alive. And the soldiers who are battling with Mesiras Nefesh, who go to the greatest length and unconditional, selfless dedication to save, to protect all of our brothers and sisters in Eretz Yisrael, and in turn the rest of the world, because we're all in it together. That's all one. Having said that, I have a question, right? We're coming from the season of the questions. We had 4 questions at the Seder. I have a question for you. Have you concluded the Seder? Has the Seder ended already? You know, often many synagogues come the first day of the shul, there's a whole discussion. What time did you finish the Seder? Well, I sat at 12, 1, 3 o'clock in the morning, etc. Even the Haggadah, we find this concept that is said till the morning, till the students have to come and tell them, teachers, it's time to say Shema in the morning. The night is over. So my question to you is, have you ended the Seder? Interesting, the Alter Rebbe, the founder of Chabad, when he structured the Siddur, his prayer book, he also included the Haggadah. And there, different than many other customs, he did not include the final stanza that many of you, I'm sure, have said, Chasal Siddur Pesach. I've concluded the order of Pesach and a prayer that we should merit to be able to, once again, experience the Seder. Alter Rebbe did not include it. And the reason, as he explained, is because the Seder of Pesach is not concluded. It's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing experience. It's an ongoing relationship, I should say a quest, a journey towards freedom. Freedom is not acquired in one moment. Freedom is not acquired with just a snap of the finger. I'm out of prison, I'm free. No, I might be physically out of imprisonment, but I can still very well be, very much so, be a prisoner. Prisoner in my own shtick, to use a simple word. So here is a question that I have. The Chacham, we're speaking about 4 sons. The wise son, the wicked son, the simple son, and the one that has absolutely no knowledge how to articulate his confusion. Let me deal for a moment with the wise one. What's his question? What does he say? What are all these laws that God commanded you? And we say, the answer, he's asking a good question and he deserves a detailed answer up to the last detail of the laws of Pesach, of the laws of the Seder. Now, why is he called a Chacham? Where is his wisdom? He doesn't know what the laws are. He doesn't know what the chukim, the mishpatim, the edus, the different mitzvahs. Doesn't. He has to be told tonight at the Seder all the details of the particularities of the Seder. So what makes him so wise? And then what are we telling him? Eventually, we were slaves, we were freed, and therefore we have to do mitzvahs. Oh, he's not aware of that? He's not aware of the fact that we were slaves in Egypt? And God gave us the Torah, and he's still considered a Chacham? As they say in Yiddish, was für a Chacham is das? What kind of wise child is he? You know what, friends? I want you to think about that. And instead of me giving you the answer, why aren't you giving me the answer? Why aren't you sending me your thoughts? You can post it, or you can email it to me. My email address is zushiach@mashiach.ca. That stands for zusha@mashiach.ca. Yeah, my friends, @mashiach.ca. I would love to end with CAME. Mashiach came. We certainly hope for that.
All right, and that takes us to the saying of Tehillim, Let me get to it. Give me 1 second here. Here we go.
Al Yedei Amidas the healing, the Al Yedei Amidas the healing, the Al Yedei Amidas the healing.
All right, you all know what it is. It's the saying of Tehillim, which is so vitally important every single day. Please do not hesitate to say Tehillim whenever you get a free moment. It's that important. It really is. I don't know where to put this. I want this here, but I don't want it to cover the other stuff. All right. All right, the saying of Tehillim, we're doing the Rebbe's Psalm, the new one, along with Psalm 23, so let's get started.
מזמור לדוד, אדוני רואי, לא אחסר, בינוס תשע, ירביצני, על מי מנוחוס ינהלני, נפשי שובב, ינחני ומעגלי צדק, למען שמו, גם כי לך בגץ על מובס, לא ירא, כי אתה עמדי, שבטך ומשענתך, המה ינחמוני, תערוך לפני שולחן נגד צוררי, תשענת ושמן ראשי, כוסי רוויה, אך טוב וחסד ירדפוני, כל ימי חיי ושבתי בביס אדוני לאורך ימים.
שרמלס ולך נסוסי יסייני הישבי בשמיים הנחייני עבודים היד אדיניים כי הנה שבך יד כבתו
All right, everybody. Tanya for the day. We got a double Tanya for today. Watch.
Tanya thought for the 17th of Nissan bonus edition. The 17th of Nissan begins chapter 41. The Rebbe recommends learning chapter 41, particularly to young boys just before bar mitzvah, as a mechanism to battle anxiety, depression, and laziness. Additionally, the oft-told story about how the Alter Rebbe would review the entirety of Tanya before he would change even one letter is manifest in chapter 41, where the Alter Rebbe writes in Hebrew, V'ikra v'sharsha, both leading up with the letter Vav. It was the addition of those letters Vav into this chapter that the Alter Rebbe is known for having reviewed the entirety of Tanya before plugging them in. Tanya thought for the 17th of Nissan bonus edition. The 17th of Nissan begins chapter 41. The Rebbe recommends learning chapter 41, particularly to young boys just before bar mitzvah, as a mechanism to battle anxiety, depression, and laziness. Additionally, the oft-told story about how the Alter Rebbe would review the entirety of Tanya before he would change even one letter is manifest in chapter 41, where the Alter Rebbe writes in Hebrew, V'ikra v'sharsha, both leading up with the letter Vav. It was the addition of those letters Vav into this chapter that the Alter Rebbe is known for having reviewed the entirety of Tanya before plugging them in.
Let's talk Tanya for the 17th of Nisan of a leap year. In yesterday's Tanya, we spoke about the idea that Mesiras Nefesh, self-sacrifice, is natural for every single Jewish person. The self-sacrifice that's involved in doing mitzvahs and studying Torah. And in fact, this is something which we contemplate every single morning. As Dr. Rebbe ends off yesterday's Tanya with that, in the morning blessings, we say, we say, my God, the soul that you imbued within me is pure. And then we continue and we say, Va'ata osid litla mimeni, that eventually you are going to take this soul away from me. And the question is, why is that important in the morning to talk about that God is ultimately, there will come a day when God takes away the soul from me. The Alter Rebbe explains on a deeper level, we're saying is, God, the day is going to come when my soul will depart, and then it'll go to paradise, where there it's going to be, there experience this complete self-sacrifice of immersion in studying Torah. And therefore, I don't want to wait till then. Today also, I'm going to have that self-sacrifice in studying Torah and doing mitzvahs and completely submitting myself to God. So that's something which we contemplate in the morning. And then throughout the day, are we able to maintain that feeling of just walking around throughout the day with that commitment to self-sacrifice to God? The answer is no, at least not for the average person. The tzaddik maybe is able to, the saint is able to, but for most of us, the daily tasks that we're doing to distract us from that. However, Dr. Rebbe says, if we're to sit down and study Torah, so before we sit down and study something, we should take a moment, once again, to ground ourselves, to think about it, think about this idea of Mesiras Nefesh, how I would like to have this self-sacrifice and submit myself to God, and my desire to connect to God and submit myself completely to God. So that's something which we do before we start learning, and then even when you're learning, you're not concentrating on that, because when you're learning, you're concentrating on what you're learning. That's fine. It's enough as long as you thought about it when you began. And then interestingly, the Alter Rebbe continues and he says that if you're studying for multiple hours in one shot, which is an amazing thing, but then you should stop every hour and meditate on this idea every hour. And the reason why the Alter Rebbe says is because the energy that enters this world, there are different energies. Every hour has its own energy. And that divine energy, it comes into this world. And then at the end of the hour, it goes back up. It's called Ratzei Veshuv. It's like, electrical pulse that comes and goes. It goes back up and it takes up with it together with it all of the Torah and mitzvahs that were done in that last hour. So therefore, it's important that if you're studying for multiple hours, at least once an hour to stop for a moment and to think these thoughts of Mesiras Nefesh. In tomorrow's Tanya, we will conclude this chapter with one more big idea about exactly how we're supposed to experience this love for God, which expresses itself in learning Torah and doing mitzvahs.
All right. And that takes us to Sefer HaMitzvahs
No,
of
it's
the
not
Rambam.
impossible that Rebbe did say, just study Rambam each and every day. I'll never miss my daily Rambam. My Rebbe so desires, I'm not busy or too tired. When I learn Rambam's connected, I remain, I am a link in the Rebbe's golden.
All right. Rabbi Taub with Mitzvah Minute number
Baruch Hashem, it is day number 30 of our daily study of the Rambam Sefer Mitzvahs. And in the 3 chapters a day of Mishnah Torah, we are starting and finishing a whole section of halacha, because it's just 3 chapters, so it fits nicely into just one day in the 3 chapters a day study track. And that is Hilchas Tzitzis. Hilchas Tzitzis, the laws of Tzitzis. What's Tzitzis? How do you translate it? I mean, you translate it as fringes sometimes, but it's a really hard word to translate. There's really nothing like it in English. It's a very specific concept, very specific to the mitzvah. So here we go. Let's introduce this mitzvah, and it's just one mitzvah today that corresponds to the laws of Tzitzis. And here it is. Positive commandment number 14, the mitzvah of Tzitzis. All males are required to have these fringes on the 4 corners of their 4-cornered garments. And we say this every day in the Shema. It's the last paragraph of Shema, where we say, speak to the Jewish people and tell them, V'asu lahem tzitzis al kanve vigdehem. Tell them to make these tzitzis, these fringes, on the corners of their garments. And it goes on and says, V'nosnu al tzitzis hakonov psil tchelis, and they shall affix a thread of tchelis. I'll translate that as a shade of blue that's made from a very specific dye. The Rambam speaks all about this in Mishnah Torah. They should make a thread of this bluish hue, also part of the tzitzis fringes. Now, let's talk about that for a second here. The tzitzis and the tchelis. So we don't have the proper tchelis today, and I'm not going to get into a whole discussion about it, about whether it has been identified or not identified. I actually heard that the Frierdiker Rebbe, the Rebbe Rayatz, said clearly when asked that the chilozen fish will not be discovered until Mashiach. So I won't get into that discussion now, but the point is, most halachic authorities agree we don't have that tchelis, that blue dye. So here's the question. Can we do the mitzvah of tzitzis without the tchelis? Can we do the fringes without the blue thread? And the answer is yes, obviously. You see that you can do it. But now you're going to ask another question, a very intelligent question, based on something we learned several days ago. Remember when we learned the laws of, or we learned the mitzvahs that correspond to the laws of tefillin, mezuzah, and sefer Torah, and we spent 2 days learning tefillin because we learned the head tefillin on one day and then the hand tefillin on the other day. And I told you that according to the Gemara in Menachos, that they're 2 separate mitzvahs, and it even discusses it there. What if somebody only has one or the other? Should they wait until they have both? Or if they have to, should they just go and do the one mitzvah, which is better than doing no mitzvah? And we said that our sages clearly say, look, obviously it's ideal to do both the head and the hand, but each one is its own mitzvah. And if you can only do one, by all means, do the one that you can do. Okay, so maybe it's something like that. Maybe, I'm talking about with tzitzis, maybe the tzitzis and the tchelis is the same type of deal. Maybe it's 2 different mitzvahs, and it's nice to do both mitzvahs, but if you can't, you do the one. That is not correct. No, not correct. How do I know? Because, as the Rambam explains in Sefer Mitzvahs, that the Sifri, which is a early midrashic work, actually has this discussion. And the Sifri says very clearly, one might think that there are 2 mitzvahs, the fringes, and then the blue thread, but actually that is not correct. It is all one mitzvah and not 2. However, this aspect of having the tchelis is not ma'akev. It doesn't prevent one from performing the mitzvah. So the blue thread is part and parcel of the mitzvah, but it's not an aspect which prevents the mitzvah from being performed in the event that one doesn't have it. So that is hopefully clarification regarding that. And that's it. I told you it's 3 chapters long, Hilchos Tzitzis. So tomorrow we're going to be starting a new section of halachas in 3 chapters a day of Mishnah Torah, and we're going to have some new mitzvahs to learn in our daily study Sefer Mitzvahs. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing.
Today we study positive mitzvah 14, which is the mitzvah of tzitzis. This is the commandment that when a Jewish male wears a 4-cornered garment, he needs to attach strings made of the same material as the garment to each corner of the garment. Now we do this by taking 4 long strings, bringing them through a hole in the corner of the garment, folding them in half to create a total of 8 strings. Then we tie them and loop them in a special way. Of the 8 strings, 7 of them remain in their original form, while one of them, which is really a half of a big string, gets painted with a special bluish dye known as techeles. However, the Rambam tells us that this techeles painting is not essential to the fulfillment of the mitzvah. That's why today, when we don't have access to this bluish dye anymore, we can still fulfill the mitzvah of tzitzis by simply having the 8 regular strings. Biblically, the mitzvah of tzitzis applies only to garments of wool or linen. However, the rabbis decreed that we should also put on tzitzis on garments made of silk, cotton, and many other materials.
And that takes us to matters of Mashiach.
והוא גואלנו, משיח צדקנו, הרבי מלובביץ' מלך המשיח, הרבי מלובביץ'.
All right. For the 17th day of Nissan, from the second day of Pesach, we begin counting the Omer, the 50 days between the Exodus from Egypt and the giving of the Torah. The giving of the Torah was a taste of the time of Mashiach. The Jewish people had to prepare for this experience by internalizing their faith for 50 days. During that time, Hashem tested them many times and led them straight through many experiences that refined and firmly entrenched their faith in their minds and hearts. But the giving of the Torah was only the beginning. Ever since the beginning of time, ever since that time, the time of the giving of the Torah, every moment of the galus, of the exile and challenge that we face will prepare us for Hashem's full revelation in the time to come with Mashiach Tzidkenu. All right, we have time for our PSAs today. We haven't in a while.
Good afternoon, Ruben. What's going on here? What do we have going here?
Preparing everything for Sunday. Here we have
There's a bar mitzvah boy who's going to do a nice assembling of packages for single mothers for Passover. So what do we have? Everything is kosher for Passover, even the macaroons and the sugar and all the potato starch. And we have the charosa drive crates. Nice. And this is for Sunday, right?
Yes, Sunday afternoon. We're going to be in Manhattan.
Boot camp is available even on PESACH. All right, go there to mustbea.org and find out more, or text the word food to 726-879-726-879. Flatbush, Borough Park, and Queens. In Rockland County, it's tomcheshabbos.org. In Lakewood, it's tomche.org. The Chicago Center Kitchen Breakfast with Ellie.live/Chicago Food Bank. And in Teaneck, it is Tomche Shabbos of Bergen County. Tomche Shabbos of Bergen County. 201-530-5096. Achiezer.org. Achiezer.org is there to help you out in times that you need any other services. They have pretty much every Jewish service and every regular service that is available for you. Whether it's your health, whether it's your mental health, whether it's financial, whether it's anything, they just have it all. Go to achiezer.org and see the list of things that they can help you with. Just One Shabbos, a beautiful organization. Come on, guys. Come on, computer, you got this. There you go. A beautiful organization designed to help our youth get back to the beauty of keeping Shabbos. You have no idea how important that is, okay? It is super, 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 super important. Please support them or go to them if you need help. If you are the God forbid, or you see a hate crime in progress, which is unfortunately not uncommon right now, we've got a lot of crap going on out there. Call 911. They want to know. The police have been very good. Yes, the city has been good. Everybody's been really, really good. So, let's help them out. Hatzalah, put this app on your phone, please. Hatzalah's Global Assist app in the iOS and Android store. Help will be there in moments. Really, they are amazing. Miss Askim, in times of bereavement, Miss Askim can help you prepare everything from A to Z, from B to Q, from everything to everything. Miss Askim is there to help you out. They are the most amazing organization. I know I said that about the other ones, but they're also truly amazing. Okay? All right. When you're out and about, as I am often, please wear your mask. All right? Still important.
Mask, wear a mask. Is this really
we're
much
almost
to
out of flu and
ask?
cold
Tie
season.
some
The
fabric
temperature
round
is
your
rising.
face. Oh, it's the
although it's only
simplest
47
of
degrees
tasks.
here
At the
right
gym,
now.
at the store,
Make sure you
don't
get your
treat it like
vaccines. And please, the Mordechai Ben David songbook is out. We like that one.
Hey, good Shabbos, good Shabbos.
Shabbos, good Shabbos.
Uncle
Sit down, please. Join the Oineg.
Just one Shabbos and we'll all be free. Just one Shabbos, come and join with me. Let's sing and dance through the sky.
All right. Yes, indeed. Mordechai Ben David Songbook. Contact Shlomo Melman at 301-785-7159. All right, let's bring some heaven down to earth. Mention breakfast with Ellie, by the way, all right? Our ego is not a source of strength. It's weakness in disguise. Inside, there's an invincible strength. Remove the cloud of the mind's ego, and the inner power will be free to shine. Love the Rebbe's words there. All right. Want to talk about it more? Come to me on social media. Any of the Actors Rabbis groups at Clubhouse, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Telegram, Twitter, WhatsApp, YouTube, or the actorsrabbi.com. All right, let's make an after bracha. Baruch ato Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam boirei nefashos rabois v'chesroinan Al koil ma sheborosa lacha yois boem nefesh kol chai boruch chei ha'olamim. All right, so much going on. We changed on the first day of Pesach. We started saying Morid Hatal instead of Mashi Paruch, Morid Geshem, Morid Hatal. And last night we started saying in Ma'ariv the Sein Bracha instead of the Sein Tal Umater Levracha. We say the Sein Bracha. Please do not forget those changes to your davening. We are still in the days of Pesach, and the Chabad custom is whenever you say Musaf, the additional prayer, where we say Keter, the crown, we talk about the crown that we wear. Our sages teach us we don't wear two crowns at once, so therefore we do not put on tefillin during Pesach, all right? We will start again next week after the holiday is over. So those are things to remember. All right, we've got a beautiful live performance, taped, of course, for us, but a beautiful live performance of Pesach music coming up. I hope that you'll enjoy it. It's about 5 minutes long, so stick around, all right? Thank you to my Patreon sponsors, Pest Pro Ridal, Tarzane Orchids, Dina D Design, Bracha Biederman, Avi G, Reza Musavi. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and others, I am begging you, and I don't like to beg. It's just not in my nature. Patreon.com/theactorsrabbi. Better yet, breakfastwithelli.live/new computer. We are at the point. It took me 3 hours to set up the show last night. You see the crawl? It's stalling. You hear my voice is breaking up. That's because my computer is old. And I have no way to update my computer without getting a new computer. Now, this is not an old computer. It's almost 4 years old. But in the world of electronics, it's ridiculous. We're looking to get the new Mac M3. I'm sure that they are about to announce an M4. It's been in the works, but we can't wait. Just can't wait. We need to do it now. So please. Patreon.com/theactorsrabbi or breakfastwithelli.live/new computer. Give what you can. I'm not asking you to go hungry, but if you have an extra $18, you got an extra $1,800. If you know somebody that would like to sponsor us and help us get the new computer, that's what we're looking for. All right. So please, if you can help, please help. If you know someone that can help, hook me up. All right, it is the 17th day of Nissan, the second day of the Omer. Go out and make it a great and glorious day and do something nice and something good for someone today. In the words of Rebbe Isaac Hamler, have affection for a fellow, Hashem will have affection for you. Do a kindness for a fellow, Hashem will do a kindness for you. Draw a fellow close, Hashem will draw you close to him. If you have a Seder story that you would like me to tell on the air, I am open to it. Please, if you got anything to comment about Pesach, let me know. I'm around all day. I'm here. What can I say? Good moed, a good holiday, and I will, God willing, talk to you tomorrow with the Erev Shabbos edition of Breakfast with Elli. See you then.
ואיש שעומדו לאבויסנו ולונו שלא יכול בלבד עומד עולנו לך ליסנו שבכל דור ודור אוי מדים עולנו לך לא יסיינו ויה קודש ברוך הוא הצילנו מיודו היי אלוה שבכל דור אוי מדים עולנו לך לא יישאנו אלוה שבכל דור אוי מדים עולנו לך לא יישאנו אוי מדים עולנו אוי מדים עולנו לך לא יישאנו ויה קודש ברוך הוא ay que iliato veoideko eloi kai aroi memeko que iliato veoideko eloi kai aroi memeko que iliato veoideko eloi kai aroi memeko que iliato veoideko ay 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 eloi kai aroi memeko da 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 ay que iliato veoideko eloi kai aroi memeko 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 Keiliata veodeka Eloka aromemeka Keiliata veodeka Eloka aromemeka Ay 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 Keiliato veoideko Eloikai aroi memeko Keiliato veodeko ay 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 eloi kai aroi memeko parararara גאלתנו מבייס אבודים פדיסונו ממצרים גאלתנו מבייס אבודים פדיסונו ממצרים גאלתנו מבייס אבודים ממצרים דודי ימין השם אוי סחוי ימין השם רואי ממו ימין השם אוי סחוי תירירי ירה 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 ומה ירה תירירי ירה ירה Tirido yada, yaba baba, yada, ma, yada, tirida, yamba, tirida, yada, ayo, tirida, da, 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 yada, da, 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 tirida, yada, tirida, bam, bam, ya, yada, la, la, la.
Bring them home, bring them home. We've been praying for so long, so Abba, please bring them home. Bring them home, please bring them home. We've been praying for so long, so Abba, please bring them home. We're coming home, we're almost home.